What is up, boys? We are live. We are back. Two Bros, One Podcast, episode 6. How's it going, Pete?
What it do? Welcome back, folks at home, chat, and Cooper,
Thank you.
to the freshest podcast on Twitch,
I've
Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts.
I've
Who
heard
knows?
people say that. We are pretty fresh.
Pretty fresh.
I got my fresh new haircut.
You did not get a haircut. It still looks like a rat's nest.
It looks fine.
I can't think of another word to describe it.
It kind of looks like a wig.
It does kind of. I'm trying to see.
Trying to
So-
see.
No new reviews, it looks like, but I think we did get a comment.
Oh,
I don't think we read this out last time by Chris.
let's hear it.
was-
What did Christopher say? Christopher Robin Baseball? Is that who we're talking about?
I don't know what that is referencing at all. It from Xenolabs on episode 5. Epic sauce for listening to while you work.
It's true. It is
Colon capital D.
pretty epic sauce.
Epic sauce. I've heard it's both fresh and epic sauce.
You can leave
but
you can leave a review on Apple Podcast or a comment on YouTube, and we will read all the positive ones live here on the show.
yeah, if it's not positive, we will find who you are in chat and permaban you.
That's the plan.
But yeah, no pressure. Just tell us your honest thoughts. Just you know,
Yeah.
make sure they're all positive 5-star reviews first. I mean, it's not asking for too much. You know?
It's just that easy, chat. It's just that easy.
It
I
will
think
take a couple of days to get in if they get an Apple Podcast, though.
one of my favorite parts of the podcast is just when we're in the pre-show and I'm just looking at your face trying to make you laugh before everyone else is here.
Bro, the thing you don't realize is I only have one monitor. So half the time I can't see you and I come back and you're just doing something dumb. And I'm like, how long has he been doing this for? And that's what makes me laugh.
You guys can never know what happens before this show.
We were jamming out to Chug Jug with You by Joe Biden.
The man himself, the man, the myth, the legend, Sleepy
Yeah, we'll
Joe.
just have to keep that in the YouTube cut so everyone can hear at home. I don't think it's copyrighted, so we're fine.
True.
yeah. I could make my TV my next monitor,
That would be
but
so
I feel
cursed.
like everyone would see what I'm looking at. I get like a text here, and then everyone sees it.
If you're listening to the audio version, Peter has a giant 50-inch TV right next to his face. Or you
Well,
could
it's
make.
just on my desk.
Why don't you make that your primary monitor? And then this
It doesn't
can
have
just
a
be your
camera.
second
I would
monitor.
be like this, Cooper. Just facing 90 degrees away from my camera.
But you could be gaming. Absolutely. Oh shit. If you're not watching live, we just got an epic Twitch raid. Shout out to Jebword for the raid with Party of 10. What's up, boys? We're live doing the Two
What it
Bros
do?
One podcast.
Where we take on today's hot topics.
What are today's hot topics, Peter?
Well, recently in the news there have been animals. I'm sure that's the case. I don't know. I don't really
Animals?
read the news too much. But I did have a question. I was
What?
curious.
Yeah,
I
let's
want
hear
to
it.
discuss certain categories of animals and rank what is like easily beatable, and for like the super easy to beat ones, how many of them do you think you could take in a fight?
Like in a fist fight?
Yeah, no weapons,
Okay.
just like naked Pete and Coop against the world.
Okay, so you and I are in this arena and we're naked and we're
A
fighting
Coliseum.
animals?
Yeah, exactly. He's
Kinda-
getting it. He's getting it.
Kind of sus, I'm not gonna lie.
What's sus about it? The animals?
Yeah, the animals. The
Yeah,
animals are
okay.
sus. Okay, let me think. What animal could I beat in a fight? I
Like an
think
ant.
No, no. Oh yeah, yeah. But
No.
I think I could beat like a. Do I have like the jump on them? Like I think I could be like a cheetah if they didn't know that I was attacking them.
Huh. Yeah.
Like they're asleep.
Well, how would it not know you're attacking? I feel like that's
The cheetah's laying down
like
there
it's either
asleep.
getting attacked or it's not.
The cheetah's asleep on the ground. And then I
Yeah, I
jump
think
on it and then I kind of like swing it around and chuck it out the arena. That's my plan.
yeah, you're the
Oh, we're losing Peter here. Sounds like it. Oh, oh, you're back. You're back, Pete. I think
oh,
you were
there it is.
just agreeing that I could beat up a cheetah.
Nope. Was not agreeing. Yeah, yeet the cheetah. No,
That's the
I
plan.
think for complete fairness, it's like you and I enter an arena and then animals enter the other side and then we just like fight.
Hmm. I think we should discuss the most dangerous game, man.
Man versus man.
Yeah,
Wait,
but
like me versus you?
no, because I would obviously kill you. I'm
I
thinking
would
like
easily
a
beat
more
you
even
if you
fight.
fall in
You
love
and
with me
me
first.
versus 50 children.
You and me versus 50 children?
Yeah.
Like how old are these kids?
Okay, okay. For this situation, we have clothes on. I just want to clarify that.
Okay, wait, yeah. Yeah. A little different from the animal scenario.
Yeah, 2v50, they're like 8 years old.
8 years old.
I think we could
Trying to
do it.
like what does an 8-year-old look like? Like how big are they?
I don't know. Any 8-year-olds in the chat?
Yeah. Send us wait, no, maybe
What? What are they?
nothing. Nothing. Don't if you're 8 in the chat, don't do anything because you have to be 13 years older to be on this website. Saved it.
Oh, you got him. I think
Okay.
this. So I know the strategy to win against 58-year-olds.
Okay.
You
But
single
wait,
out.
58-year-olds? Like senior citizens?
No, 50 of the 8-year-olds.
Okay.
You gotta like single out the smallest one, right? And grab him by the legs, and then you sort of swing in a circle, like the cheetah-esque, and you just knock them all down as they come.
Let me ask you another question.
Yeah.
Do all of your fighting techniques involve swinging around an entity of its own kind at it?
Well, yeah.
Effective.
It's the most
I like
effective strategy. Imagine you're facing an army of fish. You grab a big fish, swing it around, and none fish can get to you. Zero
if
fish.
I were fighting an army of fish, I would win 100%. Want to know how?
How?
I would simply drink the water. What is it going to do? Drink the air? No, it just dies.
So if you're in the ocean and you're being attacked by a shark, you would simply
Yeah,
gulp,
sharks coming at me?
and then it can't swim at you anymore.
Yeah.
But you
I don't
didn't
understand
even
the problem.
you didn't even think about what if it's a sharknado.
Well, like, I breathe. Bro, I don't know. We're not talking about Sharknado.
Oh, chat's bringing up a good point. Fish pee in the water. You're drinking fish pee. Kind of weird. Kind of weird, champ.
Okay, but think about it. Fish pee drinking or your life?
Why not both? I don't know what that.
Wait. Wait. Like, would you drink fish pee and survive, or not drink fish pee and die?
I guess I would drink the fish pee, but I'm not a big pee guy like you, Peter.
I'm not a pee guy. Okay,
Little piss
I
boy.
feel like I'm not a piss boy. I'm not a C-section baby. I'm not a piss boy. I feel like there's been a few other. I'm not a cat girl.
I don't know, Pete. You're sort of building your own legacy here. I respect it.
I feel like this might be confusing for those who just watched the podcast. This would make a lot more sense if you watch Cooper's streams.
Yeah, Peter's mom, come by my stream,
Nope.
and you'll learn how your son is a cat
Nope.
girl.
I'm not a cat girl. You're a cat girl too. We're both cat girls.
aren't we all kind of cat girls?
At heart, you know, give us your best meow.
I'm okay. We did. I feel like we did this last stream.
Yeah, we did, but I just wanted to give the people at home a little taste.
Okay, so okay? I think I could. What's the biggest animal you think you could be? So let's go back to the original topic.
Yeah, true.
The largest boy that would fight back. You can't just pick like a I don't know what animal wouldn't fight back, like a cow. The largest carnivore.
I feel like a cow would just beat you. Like a bull just runs at you and you die.
No, you just jump.
Oh, okay, yeah. Um, largest carnival?
Carnivore.
Carnivore. Killer whale.
Okay, but then you're just using your whole suck theory. But
No, I just simply ride it.
you could do that with anything.
Yeah, but you asked for big carnivores. I gave you a big carnivore.
Okay, but you gotta outbrain it. So you can't pick like a monkey because monkeys have like the same brains as us. So you can't pick them. They also have thumbs.
They do
Or
have thumbs.
gorilla, you can't do that either because they got brains. What's a big dumb stinky animal?
Like a hippo. Bro,
Oh,
I'm deathly afraid of hippos.
why?
They're
Why?
so mean. They're little like devil water horses. They hold grudges for no reason.
That's like a childhood fear. That's like being afraid of quicksand.
No, literally like the number one cause of death on the Nile is
I thought you were gonna say in the
hippo.
world.
In the world is hippo attacks. We just don't know about it.
I bet it's like you're more likely to get struck by lightning than killed by a hippo.
No, you like go on a boat and there's a hippo and you just die.
It's just there and you die. I've been
It's just
on
there.
the Jungle Cruise at Disney World. I think there were hippos there. I think they were fake.
Count your blessing. Your days were numbered.
I'm trying to. That makes me think of like being afraid of like quicksand. Were you afraid of quicksand as a kid? Because that was a big concern of mine.
Yeah, I did think I was gonna encounter quicksand a lot in my life, and that I would just have to like learn all the techniques.
Bro, way scarier than quicksand. Whirlpools. I thought I'd be running into those a lot. Where it's like it like sucks you in underwater and you can't do anything. You have to drink all the water in the ocean.
Drink it. It's fine. Not even a concern. No, I was scared of whirlpools too, but like you know whirlpools at like fancy like pools and stuff, they'll have their own little like hot tub whirlpool thing.
I don't know. Like the hot
What you
tub?
haven't
What?
like a pool like a water park and
Like a
they'll have
washing machine?
like it just spins around. You have not been to very cool water parks.
What do you mean? Okay, like a normal hot tub or like are we on
No,
like a
it's
giant
like
scale?
so it's just like there's a pool and then you swim to the side and then there's like a little alcove and you walk in the alcove and it's just a circle and you go in it and it's a whirlpool.
Like a lazy river?
No, it's like fast. It's a small circle. Like
What?
5 people can fit in there.
And you just get sucked underwater?
No, it just like spins.
Like a lazy river.
Bro, no. It's
What?
like it's fast. I'm telling you.
And then you
My
get sucked
point.
underwater and die.
No. Okay.
I've been in a wave pool where they do have like they have like the big alarms that goes then the waves come and it's like whoosh.
I could not hear that alarm at all.
Oh, it didn't come through. It's like
Your mic just doesn't want to pick it up.
I feel like my mic's picking it up.
Like only dogs can hear it.
But you know what I'm talking about? Like the waves, like
Yeah.
oh, I went in a water park like that one time, and I don't. It was called. It wasn't Great Wolf Lodge, but it was like that. Callie might know. She was there. Wilderness at the Smokies. I don't know if you've ever been there.
Wait, like in the Smoky Mountains?
Yeah, I don't know exactly where it was, but it was like the Great Wolf Lodge, like an indoor water park, if you can
Yeah,
imagine it.
those are
But
fun.
but it was way more gross. It was rank. This place. This COVID came from this place. Like there was
Not
like
Wuhan, China. It came from
oh
Wilderness of the Smokies.
there was like okay. I'm gonna take you back. So there's this giant hot tub, and
The phlegm.
there's there's about like 40 people in this hot tub, and we're all vibing. We're all sitting there, and there's like a bunch of dudes like eating and like drinking in the hot tub, which is gross. And I'm like
Yeah,
sitting there, and I'm like, oh shit, this is disgusting. I'm in like soup with a bunch of dudes, and
me
it's
and the
like,
boys.
yeah, Callie's right in the chat. It's like part indoor outdoor, so it's like there's like a little like tunnel you go through, and it takes you outside. But that's besides the point. We're like vibing, floating, and I look over, and on my shoulder there's this big wad of what can only be described of as like phlegm or like slime
Oh gosh,
just sitting on my shoulder.
I hate that so much.
And the only thing I could do was kind of like dunk my shoulder in the water and like wipe it off. It was like someone blew their entire nose into the
Oh my
into the hot
gosh.
tub, and it just drifted away.
It only went to you. It just like congealed the Cooper's shoulder.
Yeah, I know. Oh, it was so gross. I don't even want to think about it.
I just don't want to think about like public pools. You gotta kind of like turn off your brain when going to water parks, you know?
Yeah, like I used to go to like a public pool, and I would like I don't know if it's weird to have like a snorkel at a public pool, but I would, and I would like have like my glasses and like snorkel around.
You were one of those kids.
Yeah. And there was always like there was always like band-aids and stuff and like
Yeah,
hair.
exactly what I'm thinking of.
Ugh, I don't even want to. It's so gross. And people pee
That's
in
why
there all the
like
time. I definitely peed in the
I'm
pool.
yeah, I feel yeah, I did. I'm more like I like water parks for that reason because it's like you go down the slides and you're faster than the water. You know, you're faster than the germs. It can't catch up to you.
True. Wait, I have a question for you and anyone watching at home. Do you pee in the pool still?
Like currently.
Yeah. Like if we went to a pool together, would you pee in it?
So 100% honesty, like no, but like a little dribble gets out every now and then. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I think sometimes you just do it.
I don't. It's been a long time. I don't stoop that low.
But no one would know if
Oop,
you
I'm
did.
not going to a pool with you anytime soon.
I'm not saying I do. I'm just not saying. I'm just saying there's nothing wrong with it if you do. I'm not judging you at home.
I'm judging you at home. Please don't pee in public pools.
What about a
That's the
private pool?
reason Cooper had congealed phlegm on his shoulder. No, don't pee in a private pool either. Just
Oh
don't
yeah,
pee in pools.
yeah. Definitely don't poop in the pool. I'm anti poop in the pool. I'm okay with pee in the pool.
I was in a wave pool once and they had to clear it out because some kid like got nervous when a wave came and you know
Dropped a log.
one thing led to another.
I Michael Phelps pees in the pool, so why can't I?
Michael Phelps pees in the pool?
Yeah, they all pee in the pool, and then they like drink it up.
Wait, oh, was there a shark coming at them? I taught him that move. Bro, I went to this one water park in Germany and it had
Deutschland,
it
some would
had
say.
one of those. Wait, what'd you say?
Deutschland.
Deutschland. Yeah, it had like an outdoor indoor section and it was cool
Hmm.
because like it was winter, so you swim under the tunnel and you're outdoor in a hot tub and your hair freezes, but like
That's
it's
where I got
warm
flimmed in that exact situation.
and it's like it's pretty cool because it was actually clean. But there's another section indoors and it's like these pads on the water. Have you seen those? And you see how far you can run on the water?
Pads on the water?
Yeah, it's like yoga mats that are like tied in a string in a line across like an Olympic sized pool and you try to run.
What are these strange pool experiences that you have?
Okay, the water parks in Germany are another level. I'll tell you that. But basically you could run like 3 or 4 and then it worked to where your foot would sink below, and then the pad would like floop down and catch you, and you would face plant on the next pad.
Oh.
And if you didn't see someone do it, like have your hands ready, it would happen too fast, and you would just and like
So you just
you
got to
know
keep up your momentum.
yeah, yeah, but like when you're that, you know, elementary school, you're trying to impress all the other kids like, ha, I ran like 4 pads, you only ran 3. So when you're not expecting a face plant just out of the blue, it's kind of like a blow to morale. You just kind of sink into the water and try to swim away unnoticed.
Full concussion.
Yeah, from the water. It's a good time.
Did
I
anyone
feel like
ever
we
make it
should go to some
across?
cool waterworks. No, I mean, we all got tiny little legs. I don't remember anyone older doing it.
Did you ever almost drown as a kid?
Uh yes. No, wait.
Yes.
I'm
No.
trying to remember if it's my brother or me. It's a baby story, so they all get mixed up. I'm not sure. Either my brother or me got dropped in a pool one time as like a little infant and then just like sat in the pool and just like stared up and didn't like do anything.
Oh.
Just vibing, like meditating at the bottom of the pool. Yeah.
I
Pretty
remember,
chill. Much
yeah,
fun.
I almost drowned one time for sure. Like, I used to like when you're like young, you're like in the like kiddie pool and you're like short, so you like jump up and like you can't swim, so you're just like jumping.
Yeah, yeah.
I was doing that, but then I was like jumping in the wrong area, and I like jumped, and it was like a steady like decline into the deep end,
Yeah.
and I jumped and I landed like on that ramp, and then I like jumped again, and it boosted me further into the deep end. So I was just like vibing and like drowning until someone like reached in and like yoinked me out of there. It was a good time. I'd do it again.
Well, that's I will say, like, some of the panic moments as a kid was when I was doing the jump technique. Just like, oh, that's another thing. We would always have competitions like oh, I'm like 5.5 foot deep. You're only 5 foot deep. And you're not, you're like 4 foot tall. So it's not like you're just jumping.
And like
And
gasping
like,
for air at the top.
yeah, like just the tip of your like mouth coming up. Is why Cooper had a snorkel.
True.
But like you'd inch and try to go further and further, and then you just like couldn't breathe. But like when you can't jump anymore, you like just on your tiptoes, you can't like go back forward well. So you have like a brief moment of panic. You're like, this is my life now. I'm just like, this is how I go.
Jumping forever till the end of your
Yeah.
days.
Like, hey, I won the competition, but at what cost?
I remember like as a kid, you'd have to like take like a swim test to get into the deep end. And I remember passing my swim test and having like a bracelet on and being feeling like I was so cool because I could tread water for 30 seconds.
So when I first moved to our town, I went to a public pool there and they had you do the swim test. And I was like 6th, 7th grade at the time. So like
Hmm.
able to swim, doing fine. I'd been doing it for years, obviously. And so I went to take the swim test and I took it like with my brother and then another kid that was there just because I did them in bulk. And he was like to the other kids, all right, you're good, go. And then he was like, you to go swim another couple. I need to make sure because I was chonking at this point, and so I could swim well, was very buoyant.
Yeah, you
But
float.
like, yeah, I floated, but I was large, so I couldn't go fast, and apparently I didn't meet the time you needed to be able to swim to and from one place. And so even though he knew I could swim, I didn't meet the time. So he was like, you got to do it again. And so I had to do it a couple more times and didn't meet the time. And he was like, just go. Like, you float, you're fine.
And then Peter drowned.
I did not. Yeah, then I drowned.
Rest
The
in
rest is
peace.
history. Kind of worth it though.
Oh, Peter, there's something I'm kind of dreading talking about because I feel like every episode of this podcast I say things that just embarrass myself.
Yeah.
And now is definitely one of those times.
Regular embarrassing Coop story moment.
It's time for our annual segment of Cooper embarrasses himself.
I'm curious how it can get worse than Senpai Coop.
This isn't okay. It all goes back to me being dumb, a dumb little boy.
As many things do.
So, this is high school Coop. No longer a senpai, no longer a power bottom, just plain old
Just
Coop.
a regular bottom.
And this is freshman year of high school. So I'm still dummy buoyant, some would say.
Dummy buoyant. Keeping with the water theme.
So I'm a little bit of a chonk. I'm cringing.
Second guessing.
I'm cringing thinking about this story. So being a chonk, I'd never really had anyone like me before. Not like me, like me. You know what I'm saying, Pete?
Oh, yeah. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
So this girl messages me on Snapchat and was like, she was like, hey, I think you're cute or something like that. And I don't really remember how I felt at the time. That's not really important to the story because either way, your boy panicked. And so I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm going to screenshot this message and send it to Max or Grace or someone and ask them for advice on how I should respond. So I screenshot it like 3 times, and then I see at the bottom, Cooper has screenshotted. And then I just blocked her and never talked to her again.
This was on Snapchat and you screenshot it?
Yeah, I screenshot it on Snapchat, and it says that I screenshot it at the bottom, and then she texted like a question mark, like 3 question marks in a row or something, and then I just blocked her.
Oh my gosh. A smooth Coop.
It was so bad.
Gosh, that's just terrible. Why did you block her? Like, I'm sure you have to see this person.
Yeah, we saw each other at school again.
Like the next day, she's like, "Hey," and then you just run away.
She moved away later anyway. It worked out.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. She goes to another school.
You wouldn't know her. She goes to a different school.
Yeah.
But if you're watching, I hope you're doing well. Did you ever do anything like that, Pete? Gosh. Yeah, we've all been there.
Yeah, I've totally done that. Yeah, you might be alone with that one, Coop. That's a little rough.
I've got some more embarrassment if you'd like to hear it.
I'm always open for Coop embarrassment moments.
Okay, so
yeah, chat agrees. We totally can relate to that with you, Cooper.
So speaking of Max, who I was asking for relationship advice at the time, it was his birthday earlier in the month. Who knows exactly when. But on said day, I was taking a quaint little bubble bath, as one does.
With or without your potato?
No potatoes involved. I'm just vibing in the bubble bath, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's Max's birthday. You know what would be so funny? If I FaceTime him while I'm in the bathtub and be like, happy birthday, bro. And he'll be like, you're so funny, Cooper. You're so quirky. You're not like other girls. And
your cousin to think you're not like other girls.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I hit the FaceTime button and it's like ring, 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 ring. And then he picks up and then he looks at his phone and I panic because I'm like, that's not Max. My uncle, Max's father, answers the phone.
Oh my gosh.
And is like, Cooper?
Oh my god.
And he's like wearing a mask because he's teaching at his elementary school at the time, and I'm vibing naked in this bubble bath, and I'm like,
wait, how old were you?
This is last week.
Oh my god. That's awful, Cooper.
And I'm like, is Max there? And he's like, no, sometimes our phones connect to each other. And so sometimes I'll get his calls. You should just try and call him again. And I was like, okay, bye. And I tried,
That's
and
terrible. That's
I,
terrible.
I was committed at that point. I called the number again, and I got Max, and it was still kind of awkward because he was sitting with his girlfriend. And then we had like a 10-minute conversation while I was just sitting in the bathtub.
In the bubble bath with Max's girlfriend next to him.
Uh,
I
that's
don't
how
know
it goes
what's
sometimes.
worse. That you still take bubble baths,
What?
or that you decided to FaceTime your cousin in the bath last week.
Or that I got his dad on accident.
Oh, that's just casual. You know, that's part of it. Of course that's gonna happen.
We've all been there, chat.
Yeah, another relatable story from Cooper.
You don't take bubble baths?
No, I don't take baths. I would like to, but it's just like I get all pruny, so I'm more of like a shower guy because it's like you can stay in the water longer without getting pruny.
I don't know. But baths
Not
are
a
fun.
fruit man.
You can sort of go like full fetal again, reenact your birth.
Just breathe the water.
Is that weird
You
to
should try
do?
that next bath.
Like sometimes I just like put my head under the water for a while and just like sit there. Like my whole body's like submerged in the bath.
Are you okay? Are you going through something right now? Cooper?
No, like a breath holding contest, but just like with yourself. And the stakes are high because if you lose, then no one's there to stop.
Oh, but it's fine when you move in here. I can like be there with you. So if you,
Oh yeah,
yeah, I can like pull you up. You know. I mean,
Two
if you
bro-
wanted to like take a bath.
two bros,
together.
one bubble bath.
True.
I don't think I'd ever
You-
take a bath there though, because that'd be weird.
Weirder than with your cousin's dad.
You could just say uncle at that point.
Yeah. I mean, I heard it as it was coming out. I was like, wait, that's just an uncle.
But yeah, because you've like peed in that shower and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
lie to you and tell you I haven't.
I don't want to be bathing in your pee.
I'll clean it out before you get here. I'll clean it out.
Maybe.
Cap.
But yeah, we
Little
got.
something special.
So that's just me. That it happens. We've all been there.
Oh, the situations you get yourself in, Cooper, I don't even understand.
It's not even my fault. It just happens. Like I just thought it would be funny. I just wanted to have a few lulls, a few low W's.
I have another story of you trying to get a few lols.
Oh, let's hear it.
Embarrassing.
Oh, I know what you're.
Again.
I know what you're gonna say. Let's say it. You got it, bro.
Since we have a few EU viewers at home, I guess I should explain what an AP exam is. It's a like a special exam you take at the end of the year for a certain class, and it's just like just your specific class. So it can be groups of like 80 people, or like in our case for AP Physics, it was only like, what was that? Less than 20 people, right?
Yeah, like 10, 13 people.
Yeah, we're just vibing. And we take it out of church because they get us out of the school to give us like more privacy, quiet, something like that. And basically this exam, was it before or after the break? Like in the middle or in the morning? I'm forgetting when it was.
We like arrived to the exam early. So we had some time to kill at this church, and we couldn't go inside because there were other people taking their exams and we didn't want to bother them. So what did we do, Pete?
So outside this church is a little playground. And we see just old seesaw sitting under a tree next to a few swings. So a few people are vibing on the swings, just chilling on the playground. And, you know, being diligent physics students, we want to practice our conservation of momentum.
Yeah, that's what we were thinking.
Yeah, there's this really dense student in our class.
Dense.
It's a good way of describing him, though, isn't it? Like, he's just very physically dense. Like, he's not big, he's just
He was pretty fit.
dense. Yeah, he's very fit. Um, but we sat him on one side of the seesaw, and me and another guy are jumping up down on the other side, and we're launching each other back and forth. And Cooper, apparently still possessing a bit of his huskiness that we discussed in last podcast, decides, hey guys, I want to jump up and down too. So he gets on the other side of this hunk. That doesn't sound great. He gets on the other side of the seesaw. And he's standing there waiting to get jumped. And they go to jump, and the seesaw just breaks in half. The first jump, Cooper's on there.
That was not my first jump. That was not my first
That
jump.
was definitely
Okay,
your first jump.
let me explain it to you the non-biased way. We're all
That was
there.
Factual way.
We're all jumping on the seesaw. One person jumps on one side, the other person gets launched off. It's a great time. It's an old wooden seesaw. It could happen to anyone. I'm there. Would you describe him? The dense boy
The dense boy.
is on the other side, and I think I'm trying to launch him. So I'm trying to get as much power as I possibly can. So he's on one end, and so I jump and I slam my legs down. And right as soon as I do that, he doesn't go up. He's already he's like at the top, and he just sort of like flops. And he goes snaps right in the middle, that wooden seesaw.
After we've been doing this having no problems.
You probably loosened it up for me.
We did
probably
not loosen
rigged it.
it up for you.
Yeah. It was already snapped when I got there. You just blamed it on me. That's all.
That
You
that
weakened-
happened. I didn't weaken anything. I didn't loosen it. But that happened, and we all just had like an oh shit moment and just stood there. And we're like, what do we do now? I think we just like ran and then just took the exam, and like no one mentioned it.
We
never heard of it.
we all just pretended like it didn't happen. If
Yeah.
that church comes for me now, it's too late. I'm gone. You can't get me.
Yeah.
It was me.
Statute of limitations is gone.
Yeah.
Cooper, the seesaw bandit.
I will
Husky
say
boy.
I have not destroyed church property since that incident. So
Since then, have you before it? Is this like a repeat offender? I don't love that you have to think.
I'm trying to think. I don't think so. I went to like one of my friends at his church. They had like a homecoming, which was completely different from the homecoming dance. I found out. It's like a thing where they go and like all the like people that ever went to the church like come home to the church. And it was like a big feast or something.
You thought you were gonna get to dance or something?
I thought it was gonna be like a big like day. I thought it was like high school homecoming.
Yeah, not quite.
Oh god, now I'm thinking about high school homecoming. I feel like I have some cringe stories from that, but I feel like I've blocked that part of my brain out. But yeah, we played hide and seek inside of the church, but I don't think we defaced it.
You don't think we defaced it?
I was a child. What can you do?
Know, it happens.
I was wearing a Panthers jersey at the time.
You went, yeah, dressed up to a formal homecoming in a Panthers.
I didn't
jersey.
even think about that. I wore my Cam Newton jersey that had some slime on it that I accidentally spilt.
Okay, it's Cam Newton. It's fine. That makes
Yeah.
sense,
Classy.
bro. I don't think the slime is doing you any justice there. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It was like I don't even know what it was. I had like some like slime, like oobleck or something.
The
And that-
phlegm from the, the pool.
The phlegm from the pool was on my jersey. But yeah, it was a
that's
good
kinda-
time.
Grody, honestly.
I want to hear some embarrassing Peter stories. What have you done that's embarrassing? Silly putty. Yeah, that's right. How'd you know
Okay.
that?
I love that stuff. I have like a quirky, embarrassing story about me.
Let's
Have you
hear
ever
it.
like drank cyanide?
I don't think so. Not
Oh, okay.
not that I could.
Maybe chat finds it relatable. Um, basically, uh, a few me and three other dudes, uh, were in AP Chem as juniors, and the rest were seniors, which like isn't impressive at all. It's just like that year there were just fewer juniors than normal. And what happened was senior skip day came around, so it was only the juniors in class. And so the chemistry teacher was like, "All right, we're not going to do anything. All the seniors are gone. It's just you four guys. Can I like trust you to mix up some solutions for the like little baby chem classes so they can do their labs and whatnot?" And we were like, "Sure, we can do that. Easy. For AP Chem, of course we can do that.
Smart boys.
Yeah, easy." And we had to mix up a solution. It was potassium thiocyanide, which is an organic form of cyanide that more easily diffuses into your body and is consumed by little diddling enzymes. Basically means it just acts faster. Um, and she asked us to dilute a solution of that. So higher concentration, lower concentration. And have you ever seen one of those like clearly I'm a good chem student,
I'm
but
trying
I'm
to
forgetting
figure
what
out
it's called.
the point where you get that you're drinking this stuff.
Yeah, so bear with me here. We're like supposed to precisely measure this, and we put it in a
Beaker?
it's like a volumetric flask or something. I forget what it's called, but it's a long tube and a bulb at the bottom.
Okay.
And and so we're putting it in there, and we have it done, and we're like, all right, solution's mixed. We just got to store it, and so it doesn't evaporate or anything. You got to put a stopper on it. We couldn't find any like stoppers that fit.
Oh.
So we took a rubber stopper that was like a little too small, but like we thought it fit. It looked like it fit, and we shoved that boy in there
I
because
thought you
can't
were
have
gonna
it
say.
leaking.
I thought
Has to
you were
be
gonna say
airtight.
that you put your mouth on the top as the stopper.
Not quite. We shove that down the neck of the bottle and it gets stuck. And in our efforts to try to get it out, we push it down further. And so like the tube's like that long and the stopper's in there. So fingers can no longer reach it. And it's like a couple centimeters in diameter if like that much. And so we're like panicking because she like trusted us to do this for the kids, and we were she like made a joke about us being dumb juniors and not seniors and whatnot, clearly being sarcastic, but we had just like fallen into it. So in our panic moments, I kind of make a joke that's like, what if we just like suck on it and the stopper comes out?
Ah,
Just build up that pressure and just easy, right?
just that easy.
So this one kid is like, yeah, that's smart. And so he takes it and he starts sucking. And in an effort to like suck harder on this flask, he tilts it back. The stopper doesn't even come out. It just squirts to the side. It like moves to the side.
God.
And a stream of the cyanide comes like out straight in his mouth, and then he like sprays it all over us. So I got it in my eyes and like on my teeth. And basically we all just like go wash our face and everything. And he starts panicking, thinking he's gonna die because he drank some cyanide. And we're just sitting there like chugging water, trying to like dilute it and whatnot. The chemistry teacher comes back in, we're like, are we gonna die, basically? Um, and she was like, no, you're dumb. It's too diluted to do anything. Why would you even suck on it in the first place, though? And within 2 seconds, she pulls out tweezers and gets the stopper out with no problem. All that for a drop of blood.
Wow. That I'm at a loss for words.
Geniuses.
Just dump the cyanide down the back of your throat.
Yeah, just throwing it back, really.
That
But now
makes
I'm majoring in chemical engineering, so it's fine.
yeah, it all worked out.
Yeah, learned from my mistakes.
That makes me think of another old high school science story. I was in I think it's I don't remember which class it was. Which one was the AP Earth and Environmental, I think was the class. And so we're sitting in
Okay.
there and this kid next to me. I don't remember his name, but I he was kind of weird as one is. And we're passing around these like he's got like this the teacher has like this big bucket of like fossils, I want to say, but they're mostly just like pebbles and like dust from like the ocean that he just like dug up or something. I don't really
Yeah.
know. And he's like, "Go look for some fossils, kids." And we're like, "Okay." And so we're like sifting through it, and he's like, and the kid next to me picks up this one rock, and he's like, "Oh, I think this is fish poop." And I'm like, "Oh, that's cool." And then he sticks it on his tongue, and he's got his tongue out, and he goes, "Ah, you see, fish poop." And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "You see, if it sticks to your tongue, then it's fish poop. But if it doesn't stick to your tongue, then it's not fish poop."
Bro, what in the world is going through this guy's mind?
I don't know. Sometimes you got to sacrifice your body for science, Pete. You know that.
Why couldn't you just like wet it a little and like stick it on a table?
No.
The kid does not need to taste it to know if it's fish poop. And why would he know that in the first place? Like trial and error?
Don't question the scientific method, Peter.
I'm definitely heavily questioning his scientific method here.
It was an interesting experience, to say the least.
Curious at who this is. I guess I'll just have to ask you later. This is I hope he's like a lead scientist now and like
and
found the
that
cure to cancer and like he made the COVID vaccine.
and that person was Bill Gates.
Elon Musk.
Ah, yes, me and Elon vibing in science class.
Bro, speaking of like good old high school times,
Yeah,
we met in our French class, if you recall.
I do.
And you told me how you did like one day of French club, right?
Yeah, yeah. I went one day for some like free French food.
Yeah, we went there together, I think.
It was a good time.
Um I went like 3 or 4 times total. Basically, one of the days was their election day. And the club only had like 10 people, but it had like 5 officer spots for some reason. It
Okay.
had president, vice president, treasurer, secretary, and then like they had a made up second position for just bringing in the food. I forget what it was. But it wasn't secretary because they just like did social media. But what ended up happening was there was like only 4 people, five people ran, but only for 4 of the positions. Um, no one ran for vice president. But there were 2 people who ran for president. And so one of the few days that I ever went there, the teacher came up to me and was like, "Hey, why don't you just run?" And so I was like, in that class, I was like, "Hey guys, if you want to write my name down on the ballot for vice president, go for it." And so I ended up getting 3 votes of the 10 people there. 7 of them just left it blank. But I got officially voted in as vice president of the French club, not speaking like a word of French past bonjour. But sadly, um, after the club was over and I was like officially vice president, the teacher came up to me and was like, "Yeah, we're gonna make the person who lost president vice president, even though you technically won the vote."
Oh, rigged.
Yeah, so there was like a bit of a coup, but I
You
still
should
put
have.
it on resumes, which is like
That's kind of sus. My favorite
I got
part.
voted in though.
My favorite part is 7 out of the 10 people decided it was better to not have a vice president than to have you as vice president.
They just left it blank. Yeah, that one kind of hurt. Cause like they tallied each person by their name, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna get 10, and then it was like 1, 2, 3. It was kind of sad, but I won nonetheless, whether or not opposed.
I'm trying to think of more things that I did back in high school.
Were an interesting times.
Oh, I've got a lot of stories. If you do not know, in high school, I was a member of, speaking of clubs, I was a Future Farmer of America,
Gosh.
the member of the FFA, your boy, shout out. Not sponsored, hashtag. But we got into some pretty quirky experiences. Like this one time, this guy was like a state officer, so he's like your officer position, but like for the whole state. And Max was also on this team, so Max was also one of those folks. But some would say stole, some would say found that other guy's like business cards. And so I just like went around, and to everyone I saw, I just told them to give that guy his business card back. So I had like 500 of these cards, and I gave them to like 500 people, and they all like swarmed him and gave him his business cards back. And it was a good time.
Wow, that's so quirky of you.
I'm not like other
That,
girls, Peter.
that poor guy. What made you think of this?
I don't know. I was like, I gotta do something with him.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. That's fair. I mean, do you have any fun like travel stories with that? Because didn't y'all like go all the way across the country like farming
I'm not
or
like
across the state?
farming. I went to like Indianapolis. That was cool.
It's pretty cool.
Did I talk about? I think I told the story like in our first episode about me, Max, and Josiah. Did I say that on the
Maybe.
podcast?
Wait, hit me with the highlights. Can't
Uh,
remember.
we got some
So long.
silly string, and we silly string some boys.
Man, I don't know.
I feel like I definitely told this, but I can tell it again. This is one of my favorite moments from FFA. We're staying in this hotel, and we know the boys that are right next to us. And before this, we had bought some like silly string, and so we're
As you
like,
do.
it would be absolutely hilarious to go into their room and spray them with the silly string, and then they'll be like, ah, you got us, haha, funny time. So we do it, and we spray them, and they're like, ah, no, don't spray us with silly string. And it's like quirky and fun. And then we're sitting back in our room, and the telephone rings right by the bed. And Max picks it up, and he's like, hello. And it's a guy from the front desk of the hotel. And they say, we have a security camera in the hallway, and we saw you boys spraying silly string in our hotel. Please come down to the lobby
Oh no.
and bring your teacher too, because you're gonna be in big trouble. And we're like, okay, I guess we're going to the lobby. But me being cool guy Coop that I am, I'm like, we could all go to the lobby, but really, they don't know how many people were there to spray the silly string. And it's been a long day. I really got to take a shower. So why don't you two go down
Oh my gosh.
and get in trouble for this? And I'll just take a shower. And then if it's still a big deal, I'll come down afterwards. And Max is like, no, you were there. You're probably the one that bought the silly string. You're coming with us. And so they like drag me out. And I'm like,
Good.
but I need a shower, guys. Because, I don't want to get in trouble. Gotta think for numero uno.
Oh my gosh.
And we get out in the hallway. And once we're out there, the boys we sprayed with silly string are standing there. And they're like all laughing so much. And they're like, and we're like, how did they know that we're in trouble? And then one of the boys is like, it was us that called you, right? It wasn't even like the hotel staff. They just called our phone number from the other room and were like, "Get down here, boys. You're in trouble."
Oh my god.
So I was looking out for myself for no reason. I should have just committed.
Yeah, you took the easy way out on a prank. Oh,
I
that's
tried.
the
They
worst.
wouldn't let me.
I'm glad they didn't let you holding you accountable.
I should have gotten away with it. But then like the next day we tried the same thing, and then there was like a janitor in the hallway and he was like, "Hey, you boys, stop that."
You tried
But
to silly string them again.
yeah,
Just wasn't good enough the first time.
but we picked all of it up. It was fine.
Oh, that's fine. It's biodegradable. It'll be okay.
Aren't we all? If you think about it.
Bro, school field trips were like another breed. I
Built
think,
diff.
yeah, true. I think I mentioned, man, did I talk about this last podcast?
What?
I think I already told you about did I already say marrying, like how I married someone on some battleship in Charleston?
I don't think so.
Wait,
What?
so I didn't actually marry them. So I guess I didn't say this. Maybe like I dreamt I talked about it. Um, so for our middle school 8th grade field trip, we went to Charleston, and there's some decommissioned naval like carrier down there, and you can rent it out and like spend the night in it. And so we did that as 8th graders. It was really cool. But a little quick aside, the guys had to stay in like the engine room, like the soldiers' cabins, and it was like you had like that much room above your head before the next bunk, and they were like this narrow. It was the tiniest thing ever, and all the girls got to sleep in the captain's quarters with like each of them getting queen size beds.
That's
It was
sad.
rigged from the start. But outside of that little bit, it was really fun. And but for some reason there was this one couple in middle school that wasn't actually a couple. Like they were not dating at this point. Everyone just kind of like shipped them together. But ironically, on the ship. But for some reason, we were like, let's have a pretend wedding and marry these two out in the courtyard of the ship. And so, like, at 9 p.m., our whole middle school class, no teachers or anything, we coordinated this on ourselves, like by ourselves, just had this fake wedding set up for these two non-couple kids. And I was the dad that gave her away.
Oh,
And a few of us were like, this is really dumb. So we decided to dress up as like old geezers, like, oh, that'll show them.
oh,
And so we
that's quirky.
we put like our shorts to like all the way as high as we could get them, like hiking them up, and put like glasses on backwards, and then like tucked in our shirts. We thought we were really cool. In retrospect, we're probably just really annoying, but that's okay. But we just like married these two people off, and just for the rest of the time, they just treated it as if they were actually a married couple. But the thing
That's
is, no, I'm not a band kid, Max. This was our whole middle school class. But the thing is, they hated that we like did our little revolt thing. So they went off and had a secret private wedding afterwards,
they had a
in which,
auxiliary wedding.
yeah, and they had a ring pop for the ring, and the ring bearer ate the ring before it. And it was like a whole big scandal because it was supposed to be a secret, but then there was no ring, so they had to make a big deal about it.
Do I know these people?
Gotta love it. I'm sure you do. One of them moved away. I can tell you later.
All right, all right, all right. I don't think I ever went on any like big field trips like that, like as like in elementary school.
Really? We did a 5th grade and an 8th grade field trip.
I went to I don't know. All I remember is going to like the high school one time, and we would like, or no, like the
You went to the high school?
I guess like for like a tour or something. And I remember everybody like looking around like in downtown, like looking at all the people because we were from the country.
Yeah, you guys were from like far out on your own.
Did you when you were in elementary school? Did you have to like throw away like the trash in the like? Did you have to like take like the trash cans to the dumpsters and stuff?
Yeah, we had that, but like we didn't have to do the trash, just the recycling, and that was like a coveted job though. Like you wanted to do that.
No, that was so gross. Okay, well at our school we had people like dipping and like spitting dip spit
Ugh.
in the recycling bin, and then we would clean up like after lunch. And like sometimes if we would do it fast enough, they would like let us go outside for a second because we're in eighth grade and we don't get recess anymore.
Yeah.
But I remember one time we have these like giant trash cans on wheels, and I hate with a passion trash cans. Like we used to have these old like blue trays, and you would have to like they were like reusable, so you had to like scrape your food off into this trash can.
Yeah.
And like on lasagna day, there would be like lasagna and milk
Gosh.
inside the trash can.
Yeah,
And
no, I know what you're talking about.
I had to like look away and like slap it on the side of the trash can. It was disgusting. But when we would take the trash out in like middle school, we had to like dump it. So you like roll it out to the dumpster and then lift it up out of there and throw it in. And it would always like leak and get everywhere, and it was so gross. But
Oh,
this
I
one
hate that.
time, this boy went to dump it, but instead of dumping it, he dropped the entire trash can into the
Gosh.
dumpster. So the teachers made him climb inside of inside of the dumpster,
Hey, nothing wrong with dumpster diving.
and he takes the trash can and like pushes it back out, and his shoes are like it was like he was like standing in like ankle deep like sludge.
I hate that.
It was gross. It was terrible.
That's just awful. Just the phlegm from the pool, but like
Full
all of
him.
it. Gosh. No, our recycling was like a coveted thing. Like we didn't have to take out the like actual recycling bins. It was just those blue ones that the teachers had. So it's just
Oh
their old papers.
yeah, I think I remember doing that before. I don't know if it was like student council or something. Oh,
Yeah.
but what was cool was like the student council, like I was in that. I was like a class representative one time. Don't mean to flex, but
Mm.
you would like do the flag and like raise the flag and lower the flag in front of the
Yeah.
school. So
Yeah.
so you could get like out of class like 5 minutes early to put the flag down. Kind of
You felt
goaded.
so cool walking out of there. I mean, that's the best feeling in the world in middle school. You're like, I'm better than anyone else here.
And also like the last day of class when you don't have to wear your backpack anymore, the sense of freedom
Oh, true. It,
coming to
it almost
school.
felt wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when I almost went to
Felt
school
naked.
naked. I definitely told this one.
You did. Didn't I still forget if you actually put pants on.
Yeah, my mom was like, you have my mom was like I wasn't dressed. She was like, "All right, you're going to school. You didn't put on clothes, so you don't get to wear any." And then like we got down to the basement, and I was like throwing a tantrum, and she was like, "Ha, just kidding, prank. Go put clothes on, you little nerd."
Got him. Love in the relationship you two have.
Oh, speaking of trash in school, there was this one time back when my dad was there. Uh, he was taking me and Grace to school one time, and he was also taking like the garbage, and we borrowed my grandpa's truck because it was like filled to the brim with like our garbage from our house because we don't have like a garbage man.
Yeah.
Did you have a garbage man?
No, we always just took it to the dump.
I feel like that's like a city thing. I'm
Yeah.
gonna. That's when I'm gonna make it. When I get a garbage man, that's when you'll know. Made it big time.
In rural county, garbage man just comes to you and only you.
My own personal garbage man. That could be you, Pete, but you're playing.
That's not. I'm not wanting that to be me.
But anyways, we're driving down the road in my grandpa's truck, and he's like zooming because we're like late for school, and then suddenly we hear a, and we see this trash bag float out from the back of the truck, and it's like flying in like slow motion, and it splats down on the highway.
Oh gosh.
And my dad is like, I don't know what to do. So he calls my grandpa and is like, "Do I have to go back and get this trash bag that I left behind?" And my grandpa's like, "Yeah, you left the trash bag." So he like circles back around, and we're still late, and he's like, "All right, one of you get out and get the trash bag." And we're just like, "No." And then he gets mad, and he has to like go out himself and like pick it up off the highway and throw it in the back of the truck. It was a good time.
It's a little trash man over there. Got a lot
Little-
of trash stories. I'm not gonna lie.
I probably have more trash stories if I think about
Oh,
them.
great. I have one that's like at
Dumpster
my
full of
old
bees.
job. No, no, no. Another one. Um, at my old job, my boss had this like big red truck, and she always took the trash out in it naturally. But we would always have to take like tons of produce boxes and take them back to the warehouse to be recycled and whatnot. And that was my job to load them into her truck. But she wouldn't let us put a tarp or like bungee cords over the top of it because she was like, it'll scratch the paint or it'll like chip the inside plastic of the bed. So you just have to fit them in exactly perfectly so they don't blow out. And these are just empty cardboard boxes. And so every time I would be unbelievably stressed trying to fit them in like the exact position to where they're fit in with enough tension to stay down and completely flush. And I would see her drive off and just like pray that they wouldn't fly out this time. Like,
Tetris
let
in
this
real
not be
life.
the day. Yeah. They only flew out one time, and like that was the worst day. She came
Where did
back
you
and was like,
work? Like, what type of place was it?
well, it was like a little mom and pop produce stand.
Hmm,
Um out where I lived. I would walk to work. It was a 10-minute walk to work.
that's cool.
Worked there for 6 years, which is pretty dope.
Dang, employment, man.
Yeah. No, it was fun.
Were
I would
you?
just like eat
Oh,
there.
just
Like
oh yeah.
wouldn't
You
bring
told me
food. I would
this.
just like make it.
Yeah, you told me this. You just
The
eat like a
tomatoes.
tomato. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. Well,
Ugh.
it was a tomato stand. They
It's
had other
weird.
stuff, but like that was their they had a big tomato on the sign. You bathed with a potato. You can't judge
Okay,
me for
okay,
eating a
okay.
tomato.
And why does it
Tomatoes are
always
meant
go
to be
back to
eaten.
he took a bath with a potato? It's not that weird.
It's very weird.
It's not. It had a name. It was Baby Tater. It was like you
That's
taking.
even weirder.
It was like you taking a bath with a Barbie or whatever you played with.
I did not take a bath with a Barbie. I dressed them and set them up on my shelf. No. Did, didn't have Barbies.
Were you
That many.
like
Didn't have that many Barbies.
not that many?
Just a couple, like dozen.
Were you like a lazy kid at all? Or would you say
Uh,
you were more not lazy?
um, like with chores or something.
Yeah, or just like in general.
Like I was pretty active despite being a chunk, just because like the nature of where I lived, like that's all you could do is just like run around outside.
Hmm.
But probably pretty lazy for a kid.
I think I was pretty lazy too. Well, I have a story, and I want you to judge if I was lazy or not.
I'm gonna say yes, but do tell.
So, okay. So, when I was younger, I had like a bunk bed, and I had like all these stuffed animals, and it was a whole thing. And my mom was like, "All right, you gotta clean your room. Go change your sheets in your bed." Oh, I just thought of another thing that kind of makes me equally as lazy. So I'll
Great.
tell that one first.
Okay, okay.
So I had a bunch of clothes, and I didn't want to like pick them up off my floor. So I had
course.
this sleeping bag in my bed, so I just stuffed all the clothes into the sleeping bag. And I slept with it for like a year.
You're a weird kid, Cooper.
And then my mom came in and was like, "What the fuck is this? Why do you have so many clothes in the sleeping bag?" And I was like,
For a year?
I don't know. I was in there for a while. But So this other time, we're cleaning my room. I'm cleaning my room. I probably got Grace to like help me or something. Probably like
Yeah.
bribed her with like candy.
Yeah, makes sense.
But she's like, my mom's like, change your sheets on your bed. So I'm like, so I have this big brain idea. So I don't want to change my sheets because cringe, gross,
Yeah,
disgusting. Imagine.
of course.
So I pile up all my stuffed animals on the ground, and then I go up to my top bunk, and I pretend like I'm like pulling the sheet out. And while I pull it out, I I flop back off the top bunk. Now I realize in hindsight I could have just laid on the ground and pretended like I fell, but I fully committed and just fell backwards off the top bunk into this pile of stuffed animals and was like, ah, I'm hurt. And then my mom came in and was like, what the fuck happened? Why can't you even change your sheets? And I'm like, ah, I'm wounded. And she's like, fine, I'll do it.
You went the extra mile.
And so she changed my sheets because I was laying on the ground,
In a
wounded.
pile of stuffed animals.
Yeah, it did. It worked like a charm.
I'm thinking you ask your mom about this, and she's like, "Yeah, you were just dumb, and just figured I'd do it myself." Sounds like your mom put up with a lot. I'm not gonna lie to you.
She did. I mean, there were 5 of us. We got into a lot of hijinks. Like
Y'all are something.
this one time, my older sisters, they got in trouble for this. I remember it, but I was like, a pretty like needy little kid. I was probably like 5 or like 6, and I was like, get me some milk, please. And it's like around Christmas time, and so they pour me this glass of milk, and I drink it, and it's absolutely disgusting. And it turns out that they poured me eggnog and told
Nice.
me that it was milk.
I love eggnog though.
Not when you're expecting milk. It's like when you're like expecting milk and you get some orange juice. It's disgusting. And I cried, and I think they got in trouble. So,
You cried because you drank eggnog.
oh yeah, definitely. I was crying a lot back then.
That's fair. I cried a lot as a little kid. I won't lie. I'll admit it. I remember one time. Did you ever like run away? I feel like everyone ran away as a kid. Like quote unquote.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah.
So what happened with me is usually like you get in a big fight and it's like I'm gonna run away,
Hmm.
and then like you'll pack a bag and then just like stay, just go to sleep. What I did was not no big fight, regular day, having a good time, and I was like, hey, can I have ice cream after dinner? And they were like, no, and I was like, why? And they're like, it's too late. It's close to your bedtime. The sugar will hurt your teeth if you brush your teeth. And I was like, but I want ice cream. And they were like, you can't have any. And I was like, fine. And so I walked away, grabbed my bag, went outside, and just started walking for like a good 30 minutes, 45 minutes, just walking, just like straight. I was just going at like 8:30 p.m. Little kid, probably around 8 or 9 at this point.
Where are you
So,
living at
like,
this point?
Germany.
Germany?
And my mom comes running after me after a while because what happened was they went up to go put us to bed, and, like, they were like, "Where's Pete?" And Jamie, my older brother, was like, "Oh, he left. Did you not hear?" And so they had to go run and get me, um, because I was just like, "Fine, I'm gonna go live on my own now. I'll figure it out. Have ice cream whenever I want." And then she got me, and I couldn't play Wii for 2 weeks because of that.
Lame.
Yeah, I know. All my friends would come over and play Mario Kart, like with my brother and stuff, and then I couldn't play. I had to watch.
My running away attempt was, I would say, more thought out, but less successful.
Go for it.
So we're like, I don't remember what happened, but something happened. I'm mad at my parents, and my grandparents are coming over for dinner that night. So I'm like, big brain, I'll go hide in my grandparents' car, and then then when they're done here, they'll drive all the way back to their house, and they'll have to accept me because we'll already be at their house. There'll be nothing that they could do.
You're so
but then
good logic. I'll give it up.
but then I think so they get there and I immediately go and like hide in their car for what feels like hours, and it's like dark, and I think I fall asleep in there. And then so that whole time that they're there, I just completely miss them. Like I never see them at all. And then they finally go to leave, and they open their car, and my grandma like opens the door to put her purse in, and she's like, "Oh, hey Cooper." And and that was it. That was it. I was just caught immediately after all that waiting. And she was
You
like,
just
"Go back
waited
inside."
there the whole time, and they were like, "All right."
It was a good
That's
effort.
hilarious. Yeah, honestly, a good plan. Just like maybe if you hid in the trunk or like somewhere else, like under a blanket or something. I just love the idea of them like not indulging the idea of you like running away. Them just being like, "Oh, hey, you want to go back inside now?"
That's basically how it went.
That's hilarious.
I think I still got in trouble for like even attempting it, even though I
Yeah,
didn't get off the
every kid's
grounds.
got to go through that though. You know,
True, true. Did
I've
you
um.
go ahead?
Oh, I was gonna say I have a funny like belligerent grandparent story. Um, like yours wasn't against your grandparents, was with them. Mine was like sort of against my grandparents. This was when I was 6, and my parents were away for a while, and so my grandparents came up to babysit us. And this was like the first day of school for like first grade, second grade, or like one of the first days. And I didn't want to go to school. It was something dumb. Like I think I didn't want to put on pants. Like I just really hated my pants.
Classic Pete. No
Yeah,
pants Pete, they
and
called him.
yeah. And so she was like, "Go put on pants now. We're leaving. You can either go to school without pants or put pants on right now. Either way, you're going to school." Similar to your story.
True.
And so I was very angry at this. And so like I just remember like a ball of rage just like filling my body, and I was like, "Man, I got to say something to her that'll just rattle her. Just like really get her back for making me put pants on to go to school." And the absolute worst thing I could think to say to her, I was like, "Nana poo poo," and then I stormed off and put pants
Oh.
on and went to school. But in my mind, like I was satisfied after that. In my mind, I was like, she's gonna think about this all day and be so sorry she made me put pants on.
The tiniest act of rebellion.
She told me like recently that she had to try so hard to not laugh when I said that. And like now everyone in my family calls her Nana Poo Poo. Like that's just her, we just call it like that's her name now.
It sounds like you won.
Yeah, I won after that. The worst insult I could think of.
I'm trying to think of other things that happened. Oh, my grandma gave me a black eye one time.
You wouldn't get out of the car, so she just socked
No,
you one.
very similar. Okay, no.
What?
We're in the car and she like unbuckles me and we're like getting out and she like thought I had already gotten out and she closed the door like on my face and it like hit me in like the eyeball and I had a black eye for a little while.
It's still funny you can say your grandma gave you a black eye. You, you caught these hands from your grandma.
True. I had a black eye one other time. Have you ever had a black eye?
Maybe like I don't know if I've had like a full on, like movie black eye.
That's probably why I got these big bags under my eyes because I've had two black eyes in my life.
That and the fact that you just like sleep at the weirdest hours ever.
Nah, don't worry about it. But
But
did you ever play like t-ball or anything?
yeah, I played t-ball as a kid. Little
So
t-ball team.
So it goes like T-ball and then like coach pitch and then like kid pitch.
Yep.
Although
Yep.
I think instead of coach pitch they do like machine pitch now. So there's like a machine
Yeah.
lobbing
Back
balls
in
at you.
my day, we did coach
Yeah,
pitch.
back in our day we did have the coach pitch. So we're doing that, and for some reason, I don't know if I did something to make him mad or something, but my coach is just throwing heaters, bro. He's throwing them straight
Just
down the middle. He's like striking me out.
95 mile per hour, smoking these kids.
It's like Winnie the Pooh baseball out here. It's like I'm facing Christopher Robin hitting me with the zigzag throws. But he throws one, and I'm like, okay, he's throwing fast. So I like swing, and I completely miss. And then he throws another one, and I'm like, okay, what if he just, what if he throws it, what if he just walks me? So I just won't swing. So I do that. So I'm just standing there, and he throws it, and it comes careening. I don't know.
Creaming.
It comes creaming right at me, and it hits me right in the eyeball.
Oh my God.
I just didn't. I was so focused on not moving my bat that I just didn't move my face out of the way.
Oh my gosh.
Hits me in the eyeball. I fall to the ground. My sunglasses break. There were some sick shades, and I'm like ragdolled. Like
Yeah,
definitely,
you're just out.
definitely overreacting a little bit.
Yeah.
But then, turns out, as a chunky kid, it's more fun to just sit on the bench and drink free Gatorade and eat some Snickers bars than play
Yeah, been
baseball.
there.
So I just got to eat some candy and sit on the bench for the rest of the game, and it was a good time.
From then on out, you leaned into every ball you could, your face could hit. Kind of five head, honestly. That's genius. But that now that you mentioned like the Christopher Robin deal, I would love if we could like play that on like at least the audio
Oh yeah, we can definitely play
on
it.
the podcast, just so the pod listeners get to know about that little lore. Because I would love to describe the context.
Let me get the link for it.
So the little base context for you who don't know, in Cooper's chat, you can have a channel point reward, which is call Peter. Please don't do it, because Cooper has woken me up at some odd hours to answer these calls. And
Base.
I answered one time.
Yeah,
And
Peter normally doesn't answer. We're having this stream, and it's pretty late night. It's probably about 3 a.m. And I get the redemption. Call Peter. So I call him on Discord. Peter doesn't answer. So I'm like, okay, this dude has not answered my call one time. I'm calling him on his phone. And then this is what happens. This is the audio that we hear.
And then you hit it fast.
What? Say, wait,
What?
can you say that again?
Guy throws a baseball and you hit it fast.
Yeah. And that's Christopher Robin?
Yeah. He throws the baseball.
Sorry, can you start from the beginning? Your mic keeps cutting out.
Christopher Robin's friend throws baseballs at you.
Yeah. And what happens after that?
Oh, I don't know. Then you just get friends and win.
So Christopher Robin's friend throws baseballs at you.
you just get friends and win.
So Peter, explain what's happening on your side of the story. Why does this occur?
So I have zero recollection of this actually happening. Like I really I woke up to you sending this clip to me, and I was in complete shock. I was like, "Is that really me?" So what had happened is how do I say this? Like, St. Patty's Day was coming up. I was down at the beach. One thing leads to another. I have some like special Gatorade, like good tasting drinks.
Like blue Gatorade or like red
Yeah.
Gatorade?
Yes. Yeah, those kind.
I don't really like the white Gatorade. It kind of tastes gross.
You would. Yeah, I don't like the white one. It's weird.
You're racist, Peter.
We'll say okay. We'll say blue Gatorade for this.
Okay.
And so just having a good time messing around. And apparently when we all decide to go to sleep, uh it's like 1:30. And so everyone else goes to sleep. I go to my room and I decide to turn on Twitch for some reason. And a streamer that I'm watching is playing Christopher Robin baseball something
Winnie the Pooh home
where
run derby.
yeah, Winnie the Pooh home run derby where Christopher Robin or it's like you're Christopher Robin, right? Or you're Winnie the
You
Pooh.
play Winnie the Pooh.
You play Winnie the Pooh and like Christopher Robin throws baseballs at you. Basically, just a baseball game. And I'm just out. Don't remember even watching that. And then Cooper apparently calls me at 3 a.m. And I wake up in my blue Gatorade, extremely tired state, and then just tell Cooper about the baseball game for some reason, expecting him to know what I'm saying, apparently.
And then, after some research, I finally decipher what Peter is saying. Because when we're live, I have no idea what this man is talking about. He's just like, yeah, Christopher Robin, he throws a baseball at you, and then you have friends, and you win. And I'm like, what the fuck? So we actually figured out what this game was and played it live on stream. It was a good time. Game's actually pretty hard.
Yeah, I played it in elementary school with some of our pals in the Discord, and we never got past like the first few levels. It's crazy.
But I'm hoping we get more content like that from our Call Peter redemption.
Yeah, I'll just drink blue Gatorade more often. But I really like didn't know what I was talking about because I was like an old middle school memory. And it wasn't until like you posted the clip in the Discord that like someone saw it and like deciphered what was going on.
Yeah, it took a whole team to figure out what in the world you were talking about.
But we got there. We got there.
We did in fact get there.
It's funny because like we were talking about middle school trips earlier and how yours just involved trash somehow. But
Okay. Yeah.
on the same one to Charleston, one of the kids who actually helped us decipher this, I stayed with him and a couple other kids in a Holiday Inn for the second night because we couldn't afford the Battleship for multiple nights in a row. And we had gone to Bubba Gump Shrimp House the night before because apparently we watched the movie or something. I don't really remember why that was the restaurant of choice. But we didn't have access to the menu. We could choose 3 things: veggie burger, or hot dog. Not even shrimp. Like those were your choices. And I chose burger, and it tasted funky.
Funky
But I didn't
bird.
think, yeah, funky. I didn't think anything of it. I was like, all right, I'll just go on throughout my day. And it gets to nighttime. We're staying the Holiday Inn, and it's 2 beds but 4 people, so sharing a bed with some peeps. And I'm feeling funky, just like this burger tasted. And I'm like, oh, I'll just sleep it off. And I wake up around midnight, maybe 12:30, and I'm like, huh, this feels weird. Maybe I'm gonna throw up. And I was like, no, I won't. And I turn my head, on the pillow to go to sleep, and my body starts throwing up. And so I have an option here. I either stay where I'm at, hit the people on the other bed, turn over, hit the person sleeping in my bed, throw up on me, or to the floor. So I go on the floor because I don't want anyone to have to deal with it. Turns out my backpack was sitting right on the floor there with all of my clean clothes open. And so I just like do that and then I just go to bed. I'm like, I'm exhausted.
Oh.
I wake up in the morning, go to like shower and clean off because I was like, I'll wake up early and clean it up so no one has to deal with it. And I'm like, there's no mess here. I don't have to do anything. That's cool. and I go shower, go to get my clothes and change, and I look in my bag, and there's some Bubba Gump burger in there.
What did you do at that point?
I closed the bag, changed back in my clothes, put my bag in a Macy's bag, and threw it on the bus, and we went home. No one was the wiser.
You just wore vomit clothes?
No, I just kept my clothes that I was wearing at night because I didn't throw up on those.
Oh.
I wasn't commando in the bed with another middle schooler.
Peter Commando in the bed with the middle schooler, confirmed.
I wasn't. No, I wasn't Senpai Cooper. This was just normal Pete.
No, I did like a similar thing. Not like throwing up, but like one time we went to the Great Wolf Lodge, not Wilderness at the Smokies, completely different experience. But it was like with school, so I had to sleep with like a kid and like a janitor.
Wait, what?
There's like a what is it called? No, like you have to get like a chaperone. Yeah. Yeah, the janitor was like the chaperone, so he was like sleeping in the bed with us.
That's so weird.
Is that weird?
That's very weird.
I don't know. There was a lot of us in the room, but I just wore like my jeans. I slept in jeans.
You slept in jeans next to your janitor in middle school?
Yeah, but then the janitor didn't really care, so like a lot of the guys, like, I was not a part of this, I would like to clarify, but they like filled like a 2-liter bottle full of like pee and then like threw it out the window.
What? The janitor was like, this is fine.
Just middle school things. He was like, I'm not the janitor here, so that's okay.
I don't have to clean this up. Let some other janitor do it.
And then
You
also
would think janitor solidarity exists, but I guess not.
and they also like threw like Coke cans like just like into the street just to watch them explode.
Knowing your middle school, I'm not surprised, but that's just sad.
It was kind of cool.
So, I've never told this story, but I guess
Oh.
since we're going for it. When I was like 4, maybe 5,
Oh.
I was like, I want to be sciencey. I'm gonna be cool. And so like I
Okay.
would always like it started off like simple where I would just go and steal like because we moved all over the place, so we'd end up in a lot of hotels. And when you're living in Europe, it's easier to travel, so you go to a lot of hotels. So I'd always steal the little soaps and whatnot, and I would make my little own soap concoctions, just like mix and match, having fun.
I did that.
Yeah, and so I would go home, and I had a giant collection of them that like I would hide away so no one would take
You
them.
like saved them?
Yeah, but I had
Oh,
it down to a
that's fun.
science where I could like find particular brands and would only measure out certain amounts of each because I would try to make the apex soap.
Oh, the best soap.
Yeah, but my 4-year-old brain was like, these are chemicals. Want to know what else makes chemicals are made out of? Bombs. And for some reason, I was like, want to know what else has chemicals in it? Glow sticks and urine.
Okay.
So I would, for some reason, my brain would design these little experiments, and little 4-year-old me would take soap, glow stick juice, and pee and put it in a bottle, and then like measure different amounts of how much I would put in there, and then squirt it out and see which one would go higher.
Wait,
like I would put it in a bottle.
Say it again. You gotta say it again.
I would measure certain amounts of each ingredient. And I would put it in a bottle, a soap bottle, and then I would squeeze it. And whichever one went higher, I would be like, this one's a better bomb.
how many bombs did you make? Or
I like.
are you allowed to say that on Twitch? I don't know if you're allowed to say.
They weren't bombs. I was just like.
How many
I
of
was
your
like,
soap experiments did you do where you peed in bottles?
I thought there were bombs in my head for some reason, but like a lot, like a good, I
Like
don't.
too many.
Yeah, definitely too many.
Where would you store your urine?
Well, I would just like pour it out when I would be done, and I had like a secret book, and I would like write down the recipes. Another thing I would do on this book is if you wronged me, I had like a right and wrong, like a good and bad side, and I had a list of names. And if I didn't like you, I would put you on the bad side. Or if like you said something mean to me that day, I'd put you on the bad side. Like I wouldn't say anything.
There's like
I
a
would
demon.
quietly, yeah, as a kid, I would quietly like say my mom was like, okay, time for chores. Go make your bed. I wouldn't say anything. I would keep just like a level, like monotone face. I would take out my book, flip it, make eye contact with her, erase a name, and put it on the other side.
God.
And the funny thing is, I was really mad at my dad when I made this book, so I put him in pen on the bad side.
Please tell me you still have this book.
I don't know where it went. I think I got
Oh.
lost in one of my moves.
Oh. I just want to know the recipe to the
You want
elixir
the
of life.
secret recipe?
Please.
Yeah, don't drink it.
Yeah, tell me, Peter. Did you ever drink it?
No, maybe. No, no. I didn't drink it. I didn't drink it.
I don't know if I believe you.
I just shot it at the ceiling, and I was too like it would hit the ceiling, and then it would like leave spots.
God, you peed on the ceiling.
And I was like, "This is a good bomb. This means I'm doing well."
God. I would like mix soaps together in the shower and stuff, but I never even like saved them or peed in them or had a journal about which worked the best.
It was like a secret engineering journal, you know? Just engineering things.
Yeah,
Isn't that so relatable?
we've all been there. And you made fun
Okay.
of me for taking a bath with a potato. When
That's weird.
You're drinking your own pee over there.
I didn't drink it. I didn't drink it. I just shot it at the ceiling.
I'm just trying to imagine, when, every time you'd be like, I gotta take a shower, but first let me drink a lot of water just in case for science.
Want to know the bad thing? I'm pretty sure there were baths, and I wouldn't drink water before. I would just like it's
God.
water in there.
You just pee. You said it was okay. You said it was weird for someone to pee in a public pool,
No.
but you pee in the bathtub.
No, I wouldn't pee in the bathtub. I would drink the water in the bathtub, and
What?
then I would pee it in the bottle.
You're drinking your bathtub water?
I'm starting to think I shouldn't have told this story. Yeah, Chad agrees. We've all been there.
You were the original Belle Delphine, bro.
Yeah, honestly. Coop, I think you're in the minority here for not.
Okay, no. We're still discussing this. So step 1, drink the bath water.
Okay, no. Step 1, collect the soaps.
Okay, yeah, sorry. Step 1, collect assorted soaps from assorted places. No one will suspect a thing. Step 2, drink a lot of bath water. Step 3, pee, but not into the bath.
Step 3 is open the soap bottle, because you know, like the bigger soap bottles, like the caps are really hard to remove.
Wait, are you peeing into soap bottles?
Okay, they were empty. I would just keep an empty soap bottle there and wouldn't tell anyone that was empty. So like I wouldn't need more soap because I had stores of soap. So I had an empty bottle. It looked like I didn't need soap.
But your soap is mixed with pee.
Well, like I would use the clean soap for my hair.
How would you know?
Because I wouldn't use the bottle. I would use my little baby, like, hotel bottles.
You never saved pee in the hotel bottles, Pete?
No, no, they were clean. I actually kept one of those bottles filled with, like,
Pee?
what I consider the
Urine?
apex. No, the apex, like I said, soap, no pee in it. And I kept that for like several moves, but I think it got lost when I came back to the States, unfortunately.
What the fuck? So, okay.
So step 3 was unscrew, like pop off those really hard to open bigger soap bottles.
I want you to
And
know at some point in this process, you are bathing yourself and washing and soaping in your own urine.
no, 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 no
Yes.
urine goes anywhere but the bottle in the ceiling.
Okay, but the bottle is your big the bottle is your big mixing bottle that you make your
Yeah.
master soap in.
Yeah.
So
No, not master soap, the master bomb. The master bomb elixir.
Stop saying bomb. God.
Okay, so it would take me so long to open the bottle. By the time I was done getting it open, because I was not strong at 4, I would have to pee.
Directly into the bottle.
Like, I had it planned out where it would take me enough time that I could open the bottle. By the time I was done, I would have to pee. So I just pee in the bottle.
But this is I'm at a loss for words.
You
You're
were senpai power bottom in middle school. I feel like I'm not weirder.
You're weirder. You're telling me you definitely at some point your bottles crossed and you accidentally
My
bathed in the
bottles,
pee
no.
water.
It was the tiny, small bottles that I used for the actual soap. No
Your
cross-contamination.
baby brain didn't know.
No cross-contamination.
Your baby brain was like, "Oh, soap is a chemical. Pee is a chemical. Why don't I just clean myself with my pee?"
No. No, I wouldn't clean myself with my pee.
You wouldn't admit to doing it.
It's a clean child outside the dumpster diving.
Oh, I don't even know how I could follow that up. Trying to think of any weird bath stories I have.
You've told a lot of weird baths. That is legitimately the first time I've told anyone that.
No, we accept you, Peter. No judgment-free zone. Max and I used to pee together.
I used to pee with my older brother.
I should say I used to pee with Max. And make like an X for Max.
We would try to cross streams, but then it would just like spray everywhere.
Yeah, the key is you gotta go one like over the other.
See, me and my older brother would do this thing where, did you ever get like sweets and it was like the coolest person had their sweet the longest, so they ended up saving it and just not eating it?
No.
Okay. Well, we did this thing where if we ever got like chocolate for Christmas or Easter or anything like that, or like any candy, we would save it. Because whoever, like, if you ate it first, then the other person could be like, aha, I have this and can eat this and you can't. But if you haven't eaten it, then you both have it and it's like equal playing ground. So we'd end up just not eating them and saving them. And then would eat them in secret while the other one didn't know. So they still think you like have it.
What does this have to do with crossing streams?
Here's what my thing is. We would do a contest where we would go and pee together when we were younger. And whoever peed the longest would win for some reason. But we had it so like we would both start peeing. It would be like, all right, so you're gonna start peeing? Are you gonna start peeing? And then like after a little bit, you'd be like, all right, on 3 kind of thing. And so kind of like rock, paper, scissors, you got to make sure you're starting at the right time.
Yeah.
So we pee at the same time, and then we both immediately stop and hold it. And then we would be like, oh, fine. And then like let go. And the other person would be like, haha, I win. And then they would pee. And then you'd like let out a little bit and be like, I won because I was the last one.
Oh.
And it got to a point where we would just go stand in the bathroom and not pee. For
Yeah.
like 10, 20 minutes.
What other Pete stories you got, Pete?
I think I might be all tapped out there. I think I might have said too much already.
You're a big water sports guy. Maybe that should be the title of our episode. Peter loves water sports.
As long as it's not Peter loves, you know.
Peter's a piss baby.
I'm not. I'm not. Little Pete was a little strange, but that's okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Oh, well, I told you I peed in my sister's room that one time, and I peed out of my bed.
Defiantly.
I'm trying to think any weird places I peed. I peed at a football game one time. That's normal.
So quirky.
The drawer. Yeah, I peed in a drawer.
Okay, that's normal.
It was
We've all been there.
an attempted drawer pee. I didn't actually commit.
So what happened here?
I think I told this too, but I was like sleepwalking, and I like went into my parents' bedroom
yeah.
and like pulled down my pants and went to go pee in a drawer, but then I didn't.
Great.
They like redirected me. But yeah, after all this, you cannot say that it's weird to pee in a public swimming pool. We've all done it. If you get in a public pool with me, I'm gonna pee on you, Peter. I'm gonna pee on you. That's fine.
Please don't. It's not fine. I'm old. My point is, I'm older and don't do this stuff anymore.
Okay, what's weird is it's socially acceptable for us to be like in a pool right next to each other and for me to pee on you, but it would be weird if I got out of the pool and peed like onto your forehead.
Nope, it's socially unacceptable to do both.
But think about that, right? Like if I peed, like okay, people pee in the pool sometimes.
A lot, unfortunately, yeah.
But I would be a certified freak if I stood up, got out of the pool, and then peed into it.
Okay, but I'm thinking if people knew you were peeing in the pool, they would have a similar reaction of like, this kid's gross, let's all get away from him and get out of the pool.
But like in the end, it's the same effect, right? Like
Don't pee on people. I feel like I don't need to say I shouldn't have to say that. Whether it's in a pool or outside, like in air, don't pee on someone.
But do you get what I'm saying? Like it's like net equal pee wise. Like if you stand on the edge and arc it into the pool, weird. But
both weird. Both are weird, Cooper. All of the scenarios you have presented are weird.
All right, Peter, go make a pee grenade so you can shoot pee onto your ceiling, Peter. That's cool. That's not weird.
I don't make piss bombs anymore.
That was the old me.
I'm reformed.
Did you see on the topic of pee, did you see that if you have like colored hair and you can't, if you pee in the shower, like the hair dye will go down and it'll like form like a chemical reaction with your pee and make like mustard gas.
I've seen that. It makes mustard gas and will just like kill you if you don't like aerate the space.
That's crazy. That's why I'm shaving my head right now.
You should. Everyone needs to like follow you so you can shave your head. I forget what your goal is.
It is true, apparently. I think it's almost time. It's almost up for like 4 days.
All right, I'm gonna like buy a bunch of followers. It's worth it for you shaving your head. We should make a bet that you shave your head at one point.
Well, you have to join the bet too and also shave your head.
Well, my hair is fine, so it's okay.
My hair's fine. My hair looks better than yours, bro.
Your hair is...
We're putting a poll in the chat. Callie, put a poll for everyone watching live. Whose hair is more pog, Cooper or the other guy?
The other guy? Pete?
Petey?
Pog Pete?
Oh,
Pete
yeah.
The Pog?
Peter, there's a story I have to hear before we end or anything. You told me before the show that you had, like, going back to science, you had, like, a lab accident recently that I want to hear about.
I have a lot of lab accidents, yeah. This one's just, like a sad thing. Like, so, COVID has, like, absolutely ruined all of my labs. And this year, the labs for my classes have been like actually really cool. And like past students and the teachers would be like, yeah, these are awesome. we'll actually like, buy you food, make it a day, have like a really cool time and actually get to do fun stuff. Um, but like COVID happened and I haven't been able to do any labs. But my teacher got the vaccine and they started opening things up a bit more and I was able to do my first lab after over a year of no labs. And so we're all like really pumped and they've been hyping it up for a long time. And it's this 4 hour um I'm trying to like 4 hour.
Lab.
Yeah, I'm trying to like explain what it is simply. It's a 4 hour like caustic chemical titration, which is basically just neutralizing harmful chemicals to measure them, to put it in simpler terms. But what we did there was as soon as we get in the lab, you got every, protection on, you got your masks, your glasses and face shields and then gloves and have to be wearing all the stuff, just gone all over the safety measures. Everyone's like super excited to be here, having a good time, making jokes. Just honestly, the energy was really fun. And the teachers, after she is done, or the lab tech, after she's done explaining the things that we have to do for our first steps, is like, this is a really easy, straightforward lab. There should be no mistakes. In my 12 years of teaching this lab, I've never had a mistake in this lab. You'll do fine. There'll be mistakes in the other labs. That's okay. They're more complicated. This one's straightforward. You'll be fine. Within the first 10 seconds of starting the lab, I take a bottle of it was like 3 normality hydrochloric acid, which is like pretty moderate because we have to use that to dilute.
Wait, so
Or
that's
we have
like
to dilute that to titrate.
dummy strong acid.
It's like fairly strong. It's not a, you don't want that on or near you. And I dump it on my hand because I spilled it and tried to catch it. And I'm looking around and no one saw. And so I'm just sitting there like internally like screaming. I'm like, what did I just do? And so like the thing is, I can't say anything because this lab has never been messed up. There've never been an incident. I can't say anything because I'm not going to be the first one in this lab tech's 12 years of doing this. And no one has started with the chemicals. They're all still reading and stuff. And I just had read it beforehand. And just because I wanted to get it over done with quick, I didn't want to be there the full 4 hours. And so it's like weird for me to get up and go to the sink to like get stuff or wash my hand off. So I just kind of sit there and I'm like waiting for the first person to go to the sink. And someone goes to the sink and I rush over to another sink as soon as someone gets up.
So your social awkwardness made you not want to get the acid that was eating your hand alive off until it was a reasonable time to stand up.
First person to mess up the lab.
Yeah, but you could have just been like, I gotta wash my hands. It smelled like my lunch.
Well, okay. Well, it was ended up being fine. It just like honestly became pretty irritable. You can't even see anything. I think my shirt soaked up most of it, so it ended up being okay. Just like
So
irritable and red for a bit.
did you like drown your hand in the sink?
Yeah, I just kind of like sat there and I was like, "Oh, I'm just washing out this beaker. You know me, just lab things, guys, doing my thing." Beaker's like on the counter. It's just my hand in the water.
Lab tings. What
Or,
would
like-
you like? What would she have done if you'd like told her? Would she have been like, "Here's some baking soda. Rub this on your hand," or?
No, I'm sure she would have just been like the procedure is to go and put it under high pressure water as soon as you can. But
your
they kind of make a
procedure-
big deal about it.
Your procedure was
procedure-
wait 30 minutes and put it under a slightly fast sink.
Want to know the bad thing?
Yeah.
The sink had been rigged to where it was tapped into our distilled water stores for the purposes of the lab. So we're not getting any contamination. But that meant the pressure was really, really low.
And you just used up all of the distilled water.
So I'm just sitting there because it's cool.
Like,
They have the big,
drip,
they have like,
drip.
no. It's like it's a stream. It's just really like no pressure. It's like, it's just falling. And I'm just sitting there for like a few minutes trying to wash it off with this little hose that's attached to the apparatus that gives us our distilled waters under the desks, and it's worked out in the end. It's okay, guys. Don't worry.
Peter, the results of our poll are actually in, and it turns out with a vote of 4-2, I have better hair than you.
I would like to know who voted in this poll.
If you
They must not be a fan of gingers.
If you take away our votes, then I still win.
I don't know.
Because
I voted for you.
I also voted for you, so I voted for you
Wait, you
twice,
voted for me?
actually. Yeah.
Wait, I voted for me.
No.
I was seeing who you actually voted for.
I spent 2 votes on myself, so.
Okay.
But I still won.
Wait. What would? Oh, I guess that would be 2-1.
Yeah.
This chat is rigged. You know what, Callie? I'm not gonna hydrate.
Cheers, Callie.
Maybe if my hair was better,
I'd
I
like
could hydrate.
1 sip of water left.
Yeah. I saw you doing that last night when we were supposed to hydrate. You were just like throwing back nothing.
No, there's stuff in there. It's just like, I just have to. Okay. I gotta wait for like 1 drip of water to touch my tongue, and then I don't have to get more water.
Yeah, that's how it works.
It is.
I won't lie. I got tired of going up because my dumb brain was like, whenever there's water, just drink it all. So I'd finish it whenever he would say hydrate, and then I wouldn't have any, and I would get tired of getting up. So I would just like, fake.
R.I.P. Peter, I have one more topic for us for the end of the stream.
Go for it.
If you could go back in time and change one thing, what would you do? I know my answer.
Can I know your answer first?
Yeah, I would go back in time to when you were 4 years old in the bathtub, and I would pee on you.
Why would you pee on me? That's just assault. You would be on a list, a registry.
No, it's okay because we're the same age.
You're 19. I would be 4.
Yeah, but what's the legality of that? Because we're the same age now.
The legality is you're 19 peeing on a 4-year-old in their house that
Yeah.
you broke into.
Yeah, but then I go forward in time, statute of limitations is up. We're just vibing. And then
Or
I'll
they get your DNA and come arrest little 4-year-old Cooper.
Yeah. Then they'll be like, why would this kid be peeing on this other kid? That doesn't make any sense.
What I would do is I would go back in time till I was 4. I would go up to me and be like, I'm from the future. Your pee bomb worked. I need the concoction. So I would take a full bottle of that, go to your house, and while you were in bed, I would just squirt that shiz all in your face.
So you'd pee on my face.
Not me, 4-year-old me, so it's legal.
No, but see, by the time I get
Piss
back here,
bomb.
statute of limitations is up.
You still peed on a 4-year-old.
So did you! Indirectly.
No, that was 4-year-old me peeing on 4-year-old you. This is 19-year-old you.
Okay, I feel
peeing
like
on
it's just
4-year-old.
illegal. Okay, Peter, is it? Huh. That's an
There's
interesting
no
question.
legality to you just peeing on a 4-year-old. That's
No.
Don't pee on anyone. Just
No,
don't
you.
pee on
Okay,
people.
you and me, present you.
Yeah.
What's the legal difference between me getting someone else's pee and squirting it on you and me peeing on your face?
One, you get a public indecency charge along with like assault or something.
What if I do it through like some sort of apparatus?
It's still you doing that. That you would just. Why do you want to pee? Stop going through like so many methods to try to pee on me.
See, you know, it'll just be easier when we're sharing an apartment because I could just
I'm
go
just
in the
gonna-
next room live on stream and just
You're gonna make it a channel point reward instead of call Peter.
pee on Peter.
I'm gonna like talk to the landlord about a few things. You might need to figure out a new place to, live.
Ah.
What are you gonna do?
Okay, I'm gonna go back in time.
Yeah.
I think my time travel has to involve little Peter. Maybe I just go back in time and like kick you
Yeah,
and
that's
then like
fair.
run away.
That would have been like Cooper Poo Poo.
Or what if
Think of
what if we do like a Winter Soldier sort of thing where I go back in time and then I kidnap you and then I program words into your brain and then when I say them you become like, I don't know, a killer.
Stone Cold Killer.
True, true. Or I would go back in time and I don't know, would you kill Hitler?
Yeah?
I don't know.
What?
Okay. So I'm thinking about like I saw this movie or a TV show one time and they like went back in time to like find baby Hitler and they like switched him with like another baby, but then it turned out that the original baby Hitler was a good baby, but they switched him and and it was that baby that became Hitler and not the original baby.
But if you just like kill the baby, then there's no replacement to be Hitler.
Unless that's how it works out, like you kill the baby and then like someone tries to cover it up with a different baby. That's really what I'm worried about.
Kill the mom.
And then that
Wait,
mom is replaced with a different
she
mom.
didn't do anything wrong. No, I'm not gonna. Don't kill children. I feel
Even if
like I
they're
should
Hitler?
say that. Just like take Hitler, baby Hitler, and like
Raise him well. Raise him right.
put him in a different family.
Teach him that people aren't bad.
Yeah.
Teach him to be a good person. Teach him to pee on people.
I mean, that really does beat like that whole ethical problem. You don't have to kill a theoretically innocent child at the time, and then bam, they won't pee on anyone.
Unless it's like, I guess it depends on what you believe. If it's like nature versus nurture sort of thing.
I feel like you can nurture that out of someone, not to pee on someone.
Yeah.
This stream has taken some wild turns.
Yeah, we got very deep here at the end. I like it. Well, I think that's all I had to talk about.
I have exhausted my pee stories.
No more urine. I promise, guys. Two Bros, One Podcast, episode 2, completely urine free. It's gonna be a good episode.
You're in for a treat for the next podcast. Hey,
A gabagoo.
Gabagoo.
We need to bring back gabagoo.
Yeah, single-handedly, I think we can do it.
We don't really do it anymore. It's kind of lame, kind of cringe.
I miss it.
All right, I think it's about time we end the stream. What do you think, Pete?
Yeah, we got some good stories in there. Got to
All right.
expose our darker selves. The old forbidden cringe childhood.
You're right. Peter is cringe, but
I'm not cringe.
if you're watching live, join up the raid, get some free channel points, spam some emotes, tell them who sent you. And if you're watching not live, check out twitch.tv/Wumple to come see the podcast live and talk in the chat directly to us.
Make sure to send us a review, Apple Podcast, or comment on the YouTube, and we'll definitely read it.
True. And thank you so much to Jebword with the raid this stream and Purple Guy and Boiled Tangerines for following. And I think that's about all we have, Peter.
Another fresh stream, fresh podcast.
Very fresh, dummy fresh, some would say.
Some might say.
But I'm going to end the stream. One final word, Peter. Let's hear it.
Fresh.